This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Andreas Glacial, Steph Newtown, Andrew Graff at HotGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Dolphin Thorndike, Jeff Dean, Mark Ventura, Matthew McLaughlin, Richard, Sebastian Strawler, Uwu Tang, Will E, Caden Richards, Robert Mackey, and Sam Gabshak for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope you all enjoy this video. It's finally happening. Not that this is necessarily like a hugely requested album, but I think that this is going to be a big one for the channel, boys. We're doing a poll album here today. This is poll number 33, which was open to the public because I'm currently transitioning from Patreon to Coffee. And so I just left this one public because I have some people over on Coffee already, and most people are still on Patreon. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to open this to the public and let the public decide. And you guys did. 36% London Calling out of 25 votes. Very interesting that this one won. Leaves Turn Inside You actually kind of stole whatever the thing is, broke out ahead, I guess is the right term, right at the beginning. But then London Calling just kind of showed up and did whatever it needed to do, and now we're here. So I'm very excited to get to this album today. We have done a few tracks from this album already. Rudie, Can't Fail, and Lost in the Supermarket, as well as London Calling, the opening track. I will have listed down in the pinned comment below, all the Clash reactions I've done on this channel so far. One of which includes a track from the next album, which I believe was Lightning Strikes, or Up in Heaven. I think it was Up in Heaven. But yeah, very excited to dive into this album today. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions on my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $5 a month, you can get access to unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. That was April 2021 when I began the Modest Mouse discography, and that's also when I started doing unedited album reactions, of which there is currently, how many? About 75 or so. So if you want to hop in at the $5 level, you get access to that back catalog of unedited content. You can also hop in at the $1 per month level and get access to voting in polls, of which this was one. This was open to the public, but normally it's behind the Patreon paywall as low as $1 a month. So if you'd like to hop in at that level, it'd also be greatly appreciated. Also got to shout out NordVPN, link in the description for that. Got an affiliate link. Fantastic speeds, prices, one of the best VPNs on the market in my humble opinion. I use them all the time. I've used them for years. Highly recommend them. Go check them out. London Calling, Rudie, Can't Fail. So this is arguably the best punk album of all time. That's what the word on the street is. December 1979 is when this came out. Classified in both like a basic punk rock, but also like post-punk bent as well. So I'm curious to see how all of these sounds kind of coalesce on one album. Like I said, I've heard the opening track, London Calling, as well as Rudie, Can't Fail, and Lost in the Supermarket, which that latter one, absolutely fantastic. Love Lost in the Supermarket. Can't wait to listen to it again today in the context of the album. But we've got, 19 tracks, I'm pretty sure. We got 19 tracks. It's just over an hour long. I don't really think I'm going to like sit here and like talk a whole lot longer about it just because I want to get into the album and it's kind of long. I don't want to dilly-dally. I'm just very curious to see all of these different elements, reggae, rockabilly, ska, R&B, pop, lounge, jazz, hard rock, all kinds of stuff that Wikipedia is saying is kind of going into this album. And I've just heard great things, so I'm very eager to listen to it. Glad it finally happened. So I am listening to the remastered edition, I believe, from 2013. Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with the opening track as per usual, London Calling.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. Siege is coming, the sun's zooming in. Meltdown expected, the wheat is going thin. destruction zone. Forget it, brother, you can go in no hide. Except for that one with the yellowy eyes. The ice age is coming. Darling, yes, I was there too. And you know what they said? Well, some of it was true.
Just as good as when I last heard it. The thing that I think stands out about that track to me, especially as an opening track on a punk album, is it has that punk ethos to it. It's not super like aggressive in its rhythm or its tempo, which I think is kind of the mark of post-punk a little bit, right? It's a little more introspective and not just like wildly aggressive power chords that aren't that interesting musically, if I'm to be perfectly honest. And this one, like there's definitely way more reverb on the drums. It's a lot of space, a lot of room to it. And I think it's just the atmosphere that kind of like stands out as it's like, oh, this is a different kind of punk, you know? Which for 79, yeah, interesting. Cool stuff. Very eager to get into the things I have not heard yet though. So let's go with Brand New Cadillac. Fun little surfy tune. That's cool. Bit of that rockabilly. I'm not like super into the rockabilly sound a ton. I do like the surf vibe of certain things adjacent to like rock and roll. I don't know. That was cool though. I have a feeling since like there's so many tracks here, a fair portion of them are over 3 minutes, but we have a few of these that are in the 2-minute range. And I feel like that one didn't necessarily overstay its welcome. So cool. Pacing has been maintained. Jimmy Jazz.
Walk in for Jimmy Jazz. I said he ain't here, but he should. Yeah, they said stop to my cigar for Jimmy Jazz. It gets to Jimmy Jazz, Jazz. Jimmy Jazz, I said, he was here, but he said he went out. He's there looking for us. Jazz! What a relief! I feel like it's no good looking here for that. Jimmy Jazz, Jimmy. You can try your luck, but and see what you found, but I guarantee you.
What a unique... This album has such a unique songwriting vision to it. Like this, I was not expecting such like crisp, jangly acoustic guitar. And that piano line at the end was like surprisingly melancholy and deft, but not bad. Maybe like a tad long for my taste, but it's kind of cool to hear that New Orleans jazz coming through. Hateful. Man, I don't know who does like all the principal songwriting because it looks like it's sort of torn between Strummer and Jones. You guys might know more about this. You can educate me in the comments, which you always do whether I ask for it or not. um, but one of their strengths, regardless of whether or not it's punk or anything else, um, they have a really good grasp on like what makes a nice like pop hook. Um, Especially like when it comes to like the rhythm of your singing. It's not just melody that makes something catchy. So, oftentimes it relies a lot on the percussion as well and how the melody interplays with the percussion. And that one was a lot of fun. That was a bop. Rudie Can't Fail. Eager to listen to this one again. We're going into the reggae area now. It's been a while since I've listened to that. It's a ton of fun. Again, really hitting on that ska, reggae, rocksteady kind of composition, and you got that nice. The guitar is super catchy as it moves in and out of the rhythm and the percussion, like I was talking about a second ago. Man, it's just a fun track. You hard to not have a smile on your face when you're listening to it. Spanish Bombs. I thought that I had heard this one before, but I think that it was just talked about a lot on my other Clash videos, and people said that they can't wait for me to listen to the album and that this is one of their favorite songs on it. So I don't think I've heard this. I'm pretty sure. But Spanish Moms.
Andalusia, the shooting sides in the days of 39. Oh, please leave the Guardian of the beer. Spanish bombs on the Costa Rica. I quiero infinito, just a cuera. Oh my God, a thong. The freedom fighters died up on the hill. Spanish bombs, just a quiero infinito, just a cuera. Oh my God, a thong. The hills dying in on a DC 10 tonight. Spanish bombs, just a quiero infinito, just a cuera. Oh my God, a thong.
Man, that's like a straight up Jangle Pop tune right there. Good stuff. Um, the chorus saying, I love you infinitely, I love you, oh my heart. Oh my corazon. Again, with the catchiness, like they know exactly the combination of not just melody, but the rhythm and the actual lyrical content as well can contribute to the catchiness of a vocal line. And they've got it figured out. They've got it figured out. This has been more enjoyable than I was expecting, if I'm to be perfectly honest, because I'm like a self-avowed not punk fan usually. But most of the punk ethos has just been kind of in the lyrics and the graveliness of the vocals. Not a lot of these have been straightforward punk tunes, which I'm appreciative of. They're actually really deft pop songs with a little bit of heart and seriousness to them. The Right Profile.
tongue. Maybe a misfit. Head to toe. And everybody says, sure looks funny. That Montgomery Clint on it. Dim the light. Money's face is broken on a wheel. Is he alive? That's Montgomery Clint on it. Hey, what's he like? Everybody say he sure looks funny. Everybody say he sure looks funny. That's Montgomery Clint.
Second song on this channel that I've reacted to that is about Montgomery Clift, which is really coincidental. That's strange. Which I saw. I have yet to finish this project. I've been working on it since August of 2022, and I have 2 movies left in it. But I started a video project where I watch all like 32 or 36, however many Alfred Hitchcock movies that are considered good, and then I talk about all of them. And it's actually been like a really fun endeavor, and I've seen a ton of great Hitchcock movies I didn't even know existed. One of them was I Confess with Montgomery Clift, and it's actually my least favorite Hitchcock movie of the bunch that I've seen. It was just kind of a dud, but man, we got Monty got a raw deal, and now the right profile. Probably my least favorite on here so far, mostly just because of the ska reggae tone just didn't quite jive with me a whole lot. But it was fine. It was fine. It was probably just one that I'll skip in the future, but I have no problems with it. Lost in the Supermarket. Let's listen again. I love this track. Such a like a bittersweet melancholy track, but it's catchy as hell. Nice chord work as well. Just good stuff. Nothing new to say on it really. It's just one of my favorites off this album for sure. Clampdown. This one might be more of like a straightforward punk track. Let's see. Guy Stevens, the producer of this album, has not produced a whole lot of other stuff. He was active in the late 60s, going into the 70s, produced this, and then a couple other things here and there, but largely kind of ended with producing London Calling. He produced an album called The Winkies, by The Winkies, in 1975, the opening track titled Trust in Dick. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I should react to that. But I really like the production on this album. There's like, it's crisp, good amount of space and placement in the mixes, and like the nice like ambience of that like chiming guitar in the end of the track just like came out of nowhere, much like the piano at the end of Jimmy Jazz. Nice. Okay. So that's definitely more of a direct punk song talking about things in politics that I wasn't alive for, so I barely understand exactly what the context for that was. But that's pretty straightforward traditional punk. I think that's not super aggressive, just normal kind of bouncy chords. Makes sense. It makes sense. All right. The Guns of Brixton, possibly another punk track, maybe? Okay, interesting. Nice kind of, it was a little more bouncy and reggae than I was expecting. Even the tracks that I'm not as into, which, I mean, there's bound to be several on this album of 19 songs, they have like really cool elements that like I can't deny like the quality of. Incredibly well realized set of songs. Well, maybe it's just gonna like face plant in the last, two sides of this thing, but we'll see. Em Boyo. You can't do that. You can't just start something and then be like, no, wait, hold on, it's a different song now. It's not fair. Kind of like a rock and roll reggae right there. That was fun. Not fully to my taste, but I enjoyed it. And again, the sound is just super clean. Death or Glory. That was fun. Bouncy rock tune. Man. So many swings and not misses. Swings and hits on this album. I would say there's maybe only a couple that I've just been kind of like, I don't know. Mostly like Clampdown and Em Boyo, perhaps, were the two so far where I just kind of like, it didn't really do a whole lot for me, but man, it's still been hitting good. Koka Kola.
Elevator going up. Back from the advertising world. Treat me nice. Party girl. Go get now. Raiders of power. When took me to top up long before the happy hour. and cocaine. Coming through the door is a snub nose 44. The barrel can't snort, it can spatter on the floor. Yeah, I both feel like party girl, cook as live, where there isn't any, so freeze.
So there was the other short one on the album. The rest are kind of normal length. Is okay. Is in there, out, kind of catchy. Probably won't go back to that one a whole lot. Sort of like, was it the right profile? I don't know. I'm getting the listening fatigue, but I'm trying to like stay focused because I don't want to split up an album unless it's like over 80 minutes. Because if it can be split into like 2 40-minute sections, then I'll do a 2-parter. I didn't used to do that in the past, but I'm trying to stay focused on this one here. The card sheet. Possibly quite easily a top 5 favorite from the album so far. Apparently, the band recorded each part twice to create a sound as big as possible. Man, that wall of sound was fantastic. That was awesome. And then you got mixed in the really nice, like, vintage brill building sound in there as well. It felt like a Phil Spector track. Great. Love it. Lovers Rock.
Love a girl right. If you wanna make lovers right. Baby's name when she forgot that thing that she had. Yes, that goes the strength that you need to make real cool lovers right. Lovers right. You must know the place you can get. Oh. Hey. Hey. Ridiculous, isn't it?
That was fun. I like the tracks that like kind of take a left turn towards the end. Kind of ironic as we're going through the Chameleons discography at the same time recently. As far as left hooks in the last half of a song where it just like kind of changes or has a long outro bridge thing into nothingness as it fades away. That was cool. Ending was more catchy than the first part. 4 Horsemen.
Well, they were given the grace to go right in the sun, to loosen the screws. One was over the edge, one was over the cliff. You're not searching, are you now? You're gonna ride a lonely mile. Put yourself up on the drive, but you gotta pay for lazing all around.
Ugh. You know, I was thinking about it, and I was like, 79. Clash making this kind of poppier punk album. It's like, was that like, you know, kind of like the movement of punk towards something like a little poppier? And I was looking, it's like really just like the earliest actual punk seems to kind of just be the Ramones in like 76. And then there's also the actual self-titled Clash from 77. So like this is only 2 years into like the prime of the punk scene here. And they're like kind of rewriting the whole blueprint. It's kind of stunning. Anyway, that was fine. Nothing super remarkable. We're going to keep trucking. I'm Not Down. This might be another kind of surfy one. That's cool. The open that I don't know if it opened with it, but that descending guitar line was like taken right from Waterloo Sunset, but like they changed it up a little bit. Did you guys notice that? That was cool. Again, another nice one where like there's just some sudden surprises mixed into the instrumentation here and there. That really low monotone I'm Not Down mixed in there. Cool. All right, 2 tracks left, everybody. We're almost there. Revolution Rock. I think this is the last kind of reggae one. That was Revolution Rock. I wasn't super into it. Some of these ska reggae ones like haven't necessarily like hit as well as some others. I don't quite know why that is. But that was fine. That was decent. It was apparently a track by Danny Ray and the Revolutionaries, who were also, reggae, Jamaican folks, as you do. All right, we have 1 track left, Train in Vain. This was apparently unlisted on the original release. Let's see what we got. pretty good. A little repetitive, but it was nice and bouncy and fun. And again, more of that like prowess for catchy vocals that I've heard so far before. Nice harmonica addition as well. Decent way to end this album, which was pretty dang good. Holy crap, there's a ton of great tracks here. So ones that I know for sure that I love: London Calling, Rudie Can't Fail, Spanish Bombs, Lost in the Supermarket, The Card Cheat. That's about it as far as love. I liked Hateful. I liked Death or Glory. I liked I'm Not Down, and I liked Train in Vain. The others I'm on the fence about. The ones that I just like honestly did not get into was Revolution Rock, possibly Lovers Rock, Koka Kola, Em Boyo, Clampdown, Right Profile. But man, there's so much fantastic stuff here. And like the way I always feel about albums of this length is like you can pare out your least favorite tracks and get it down to like 35 to 45 minutes and still have an amazing selection of songs to choose from, which is why I think albums like 69 Love Songs is so incredible and powerful in that same way. Like I can pick 10 to 12 tracks from that album alone, still have more left over, but like those are my favorites, and like that's a really solid 40-minute stretch of songs. It's just really impressive. 1979, punk wasn't really doing anything poppy at the time, was it? I mean, I know like Talking Heads were doing their stuff, but I mean, the Clash were, straight up punk pioneers next to the Ramones and the Dead Kennedys, right? Around this time. So, I don't know. Cool to see them kind of ushering in this like new wave, for better or for worse. But I'm curious as to how this was received at the time. Like, was this really, really popular, or did it like take some time for people to be like, oh, I see what the Clash did. I understand. But I don't know. Great. Really glad I finally heard it. Going to listen to a lot of these tracks again. Stay tuned for my follow-up that I do usually like 1 to 2 months after I listen to an album, and I'll get back to you on some of these later tracks in the album that I was kind of getting listening fatigue with and maybe wasn't giving a fair shake. So stay tuned for the follow-up on this one, but really nice album, a lot of fun. Okay, that is it, everybody. That is it. We have listened to London Calling by The Clash, and that is it for Poll 33. We are continuing forward into the last chunk of the Chameleons, which is going to involve Strange Times, Why Call It Anything, and then we're going to finish up with a combo video of The Fan and the Bellows and Tony Fletcher Walked on Water. La 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 la. Anyway, eager to get back to that for sure, because I think Strange Times is going to be cool, and I also want to see how they kind of land with Why Call It Anything as their comeback album. So Cool. Things to plug yet again, patreon.com/AlexHeitz, link in the description for that. $5 a month, access to unedited reactions, of which this is one, and $1 a month, access to voting in these types of polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums. Also, gotta plug the Discord, link in the description for that. Got about 175 to 200 members over there. I'll post early access links to these YouTube reactions ahead of time on there, unlisted. We'll also do like coordinating for voting in the polls and stuff over there. So if you want to get involved in the community, that would be the place to do it. All right, everybody. That is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a nice, fun punk album that I enjoyed more than I thought I was going to, and I'm eager to re-listen to some of these tracks, but also eager to trudge forward with the Chameleons. So stay tuned for all of the fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, Godspeed.